Hey folks, Todd here from Great Escape Farms. Today we are going to talk about two different methods to preserve these tomatoes right here by freezing them. And the two different methods is basically how to get the skin off. So the first method is going to be boiling and then cold water, which is kind of the typical, and it's okay for small quantities, but for larger quantities, it might be better freezing, and you'll get to see both here, and you can make your own decision on that. So these are from a local farmer's market I was working at and got them nice and cheap from another vendor. So we are going to preserve some of these, and we're going to use others to make salsa, but this video is about the getting the skin off and the preserving part. So the first thing to do is go ahead and core them and get any bad spots out. So there's two different ways to do that. My wife has this little tomato corer here, and for a tomato like this that doesn't have a whole lot going on with it, you can just kind of go in here and go around with it and get it out, and it makes a nice hole. And my wife is very fast with this. It's a little cumbersome to me just yet. This one right here has, and hopefully you can see this with the poor lighting right here, but it has spots around the edges. So for me, I do much better with a knife and cut around like this and just get everything out, and that works fine. If you don't have a corer, the knife method will work just fine as well. So once that's done, then we can move on with our process. You'll need to do this for both step one, or process one, and process two that I'm going to show you here. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention earlier is if you're not cutting the stem out, it's recommended that you actually put a little X, or cut a little X in the bottom here, and that's for ease of peeling. But since I cut the stems out on all these, that's not an issue. What I have right now is boiling water right here and ice water right here, so I'm going to boil for 30 seconds. So let me set the timer for 30 seconds. It's set. As soon as I go in, I will start the timer, and it stops boiling because the potatoes are a little bit on the cool side, but it was at a boiling temperature there, so that's close enough. So as soon as our timer goes off, we'll go ahead and we'll dump it into the ice water, and it's supposed to sit in the ice water for 5 minutes, and then we can go ahead and take the peels off. Okay, there's our 5 minutes. We take it out, water off, and dump them in here, and then I can go ahead and start with the next batch. The only issue is it's not going to take long to boil them, and these are going to be in here for 5 minutes, so timing will be off a little bit. It'd be nice if I had more ice here, considering that I have quite a few tomatoes to go. Okay, we've been about 5 minutes here for the last ones that I put in, so that means the ones down at the bottom would be a lot longer. So what it did, you can see the skins just peel right off here, no problem at all. I'm sure that there will be some that I have where the skins don't peel off all that great. And the skins will go in the compost pile along with the cores that I pulled out earlier. That one is good to go. And this one will be good to go. And they're real easy just to pull right off here. And skins just don't have a good texture in tomato sauce and stuff like that. At least I don't like it. And you can see they're somewhat shriveled up here on some of them, and just real easy to peel off. So that's it for method one. And let me do the rest of these, and I'll show you method two here in just a moment. Okay, method two of getting the skins off of tomatoes for me is I will cut the stem portion off and any bad spots, and I will put it in this box here. This is a cucumber box, but they have all kinds, and you can pick these up at Costco if you have a membership there. I'm guessing Sam's and everybody else would, but it's a nice good size. It fits perfectly in my freezer, so I'm gonna do one layer on here and it should work perfectly. Okay, these are all prepped and ready to go to the freezer, so I'm just gonna put them right in the freezer and let them sit overnight and deal with them tomorrow. Okay, it has been overnight since these are in here, and they are just absolutely solid. You hear it sounds like a pool 8-ball hitting another ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out and let them defrost just a little bit. Okay, they have been out of the freezer for 30 minutes now, and all I have is a little frost here because of the humidity in the air, so it's going to be a while before I can do anything with these. Okay, so I went ahead and I tried some of these and found a way to get these out. So these were the ones that were in the freezer overnight, and I am going to put them in here. So what I did is I just filled this bowl up with hot tap water, and I let it sit in here for just a couple minutes, not even a couple minutes, I mean maybe 20-30 seconds, and then I can start on it. So they're still a little bit frozen. This just kind of speeds up the process. Same thing might happen if I just let them fully defrost. But if you look at this, it just completely peels the skin off. Much, much simpler than the other method, the other way around of doing boiling water and then cold water. Just, it's coming right off. This is, oops. There we go. This is just so simple. And then what I'll do is I'll let these dry off just a little bit here. I'll bag them up and put them right back in the freezer because they're still frozen solid in the center. Oh, that's the first one I've had any issue with there. Everything else has come off very, very easy. So this is, to me, the best way to do this. I'm going to do this with all of mine. It is much, much quicker than going through and trying to do it the other way where you boil them and then freeze them, and it's also a lot less mess. So this is the way I would recommend doing it and the way I will be doing it from here on out. And this is them all bagged up and ready to go. So just labeled as tomatoes 2021, and there's 15 of them in here. They will be frozen for short term, just for upcoming recipes in the next month or two. If I was gonna go longer term, like for 6 months or longer, I would bag these things up better and make sure I had all the air out, and maybe double bag them, prevent them from getting freezer burn and stuff. So that is it for this video. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much and have a great day.